Well, Australians are preparing to go to the polls in a national election to elect their next Prime Minister. Now, Prime Minister Scott Morrison is seeking a return to office, but it's turning out to be a very close race with opposition leader Anthony Albanese. Now, the election campaign has been dominated by the rising cost of living in Australia, which with inflation at its highest rate in over 21 years. Adam Hancock sent us this report.
For one man, the road to Parliament House is almost over. After 6 weeks of campaigning, the majority of voters will cast their ballots on Saturday. We'll find out just how good the Prime Minister really is this weekend. Morrison's time in charge has been turbulent. In late 2019, devastating bushfires ripped across large parts of Australia. Whilst his country burned, the Prime Minister was holidaying in Hawaii. And although he did cut short his trip, he faced a frosty reception back home.
You're out, son! You are out!
Then came the pandemic. Morrison was praised for closing the borders and keeping the virus out. But critics point to his failure to procure vaccines fast enough. Now, he's asking Australians to trust him to guide them out of the COVID crisis.
It's a choice between a government that has a strong economic plan that has ensured that Australia is coming out of this pandemic stronger than almost any advanced economy in the world today.
The man aiming to stop Morrison is Labour leader Anthony Albanese, but his campaign didn't get off to the best start.
National unemployment rate at the moment is, I think it's 5.4, sorry, I'm not sure what it is.
And it got worse when he caught COVID and had to isolate. But things have picked up for him, with Labour ahead in the opinion polls, although that lead has narrowed.
I believe Australia is the greatest country on earth, but with a better government, we can be an even better country into the future.
Australia's standing in the world is under scrutiny during this campaign. Scott Morrison has picked a fight with China while strengthening links with the US.
Australian voters are rarely interested in foreign policy. There was some talk about China and our relations with countries to the north early in this campaign, but that really fell away.
A record number of Australians have already cast their ballots in early voting, with economic woes one of the key issues. Inflation is at a 21-year high, with interest rates recently raised for the first time in over a decade.
I really care about the economy in Australia, and I think the way we'll get a stronger economy is to vote a lot more women into Parliament.
As a recent grandfather, I'm concerned for the future generation, and the economic policies of the major parties aren't addressing that.
The challenges faced by this country over the last 3 years has seen the government making decisions that directly impact people's lives. And now, with concerns rising over the impacts of climate change and the growing cost of living, Australians must decide who they want to make those big decisions moving forward. Do they want more of the same or something a little bit different? Adam Hancock, TRT World, Sydney.